Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just So That I am playing Dark Souls 3. The weapon playthroughs again. Now, last time that I played, I don't really remember. Well, I think I defeated Aldrich, and off camera I took the liberty because at a certain point I was running into storage space problems, and then I needed to move some stuff, and I was like, you know what, I want to do something while I'm doing all this stuff. So I took the liberty of farming souls and a large titanite to be able to upgrade most of these weapons to +6, or the equal to that in any case. I could not get Twinkling Titanite or Titanite Scales for some of these bigger weapons. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it once again. I might, maybe, but at this point I can definitely see like what everything is looking like. I've noticed that a lot of weapons are very much like geared towards dexterity, I would say. Dexterity really is the bigger of the two stats for this weapon type, so I would definitely suggest infusing a weapon with dexterity if you can. Was I gonna do that in this? I think I was gonna do that eventually too. I think I'm gonna like upgrade my personal weapon into one of those. I like my personal weapon, yes, you know, the weapon that I like to use the most, which right now is a partisan. So, but I did upgrade all of these, which means that they do a sizable amount of damage. So I'm gonna be running around with different weapons in this episode, or at least try to. Let's see. Time to go over to the distant mana, so we can make our way over to Irithyll dungeon. So, in Irithyll dungeon, there are two weapons that I need to go and get. One of them is dropped from the jailers, the other one is dropped from... Oh, no, I'm sorry, there's 3 of those. Okay, scratch that. One is dropped from the jailers, one is dropped from the failed prisoners, I think they're called. They're like the baby creatures with the crazy dragon spears. Or dragon weaponry, like have shockwave attacks that I can do and all that jazz. And then we also have the gargoyle flame spear, which sounds like a really cool spear. Also, this is the first time that I've booted up my desktop PC in like... I don't remember, man. I think it must have been like a week or something. Or maybe even more. Or less. Like somewhere around that. It did take me quite a while to start recording again. The reason being is because I was very much busy with editing a lot in the last couple of days. And at a certain point I also noticed that my editing was becoming really shitty. Like, really shitty. Couldn't properly edit anymore, and then I decided to go and look after the problem. Found another problem, the fact that my laptop at a certain point wouldn't use its graphics card anymore. Which was really bad, because that just really screwed me over. And then I noticed that my hard drive couldn't keep up with my editing software while I was watching through the videos. So I decided to go and buy, what's it again? An M.2 SSD, which is an SSD that can fit my PC. First I bought the wrong type. I bought like the NVMe type. And then I bought, like, I failed, that entire thing failed. I was freaking out over it because it was pretty dang expensive, but I could send it back. So I got my money back. And then I just bought a SATA one, which is the one that I needed for my laptop. Took me a lot of time to figure out all that stuff. I gotta say it was a little bit stupid of me. But at the same time, like, I got my money back, so everything's fine. So like I said before, my PC might do some weird shit. As you just noticed, I could do like my entire explanation in a fucking loading screen of a minute or two. Which is not particularly normal, I would say. But let's go and talk about the Sane item for a little bit. So this weapon doesn't really have spectacular scaling. I think you can... let's see, I'm not 100% sure about it, but I think you can infuse this weapon. I'll have to take a look at it once I'm back in filing. Huh, cool. That is not... I'm not going to be able to use that weapon in this playthrough, but that's really cool. That was an interesting combination of sounds. I also don't have any embers anymore because I tied to the Silver Knight, so... What was I talking about again? Right. The Sane Biden. The skill for the Sane Biden is also charge. What the fuck is... Huh. That's weird. You know what? Just give me a moment. Can't really find the reason why my PC is being pretty dang slow all of a sudden. But I'm still thinking that it's going to be a Windows update. Because I remember my... I don't remember that, but I remember my My laptop needing to update at a certain point too. Do I need to be up here? Well, yes, and I don't particularly want to be down there, so... Fuck, oh, that was shitty. Also, I'm gonna use something which does more damage. Huh. Nice. Okay. So these are the enemies that I need a drop from. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Don't think I've ever used the soldering iron before. Okay, now I can switch to something else again. We've already seen a normal spear. I guess I'm gonna go and shove the winged spear. Winged spear is nothing too special. It's basically... I would say it is basically a better spear. In all... Like, I think in scaling, especially, dexterity scaling is really good with the winged spear. Just a better spear. The normal spear isn't amazing. It doesn't have anything special going for it either, so... And then we have something else, right? Is that a spear you're using? God damn it. Jump! Nice. Are you using a spear, my friend? Yes, you are. Okay. So, allow me to go and equip my Sign of Avarice for a moment. Get hit in the face, because I'm a dangus. Also, what the hell is happening with my freaking... I'm sorry, but this is starting to become very concerning. The fact that the game can't load anything for shit. The thing is, I'm not sure, but I think that my Dark Souls... I think my Dark Souls is installed on my OC. And I just saw that one particular freaking hard drive going absolutely mental, so I have a tiny feeling that that is probably what is happening right now. I'm gonna roll. I've been doing a surprising amount of computer shenanigans in the last week, I would say. Like, to a frustrating degree, I would say. Like, I'm not particularly happy that this is happening. Ow. It's also not really something that I like to do, to be quite honest. Something that I find annoying, because... Well... Like, if it comes to... electricity, for instance, which is just my job, I guess. Well, it is going to be my job. Like, with electricity, I can understand a lot more, like, what is happening and what can happen, while when it comes to... When it comes to a PC, like, everything can go to shit whenever the fuck it wants to. And there's no explanation for why it went to shit. Or at least not that I can find. Of course, like... I've studied for electricity and all that jazz, so I know how it works. Kind of. Well, I definitely know how it works. But, yeah. When it comes to PCs, I don't really know how a lot of things work, so... I guess it's normal that I wouldn't... Like, that'd be better at electricity than at the other thing. Wow. My English is once again amazing, but like I said, no recording. Haven't recorded in a couple of days. And even still, like, I feel like my English is not going to improve anymore. At least not that much. Wait, where was that arrow pointing? Jeez. I'm stuck. The game will now proceed to crash, no? Wow, I have no idea what is happening. And it's really frustrating, actually. Nice. Gonna use the spear tactics. Let me go and switch over to another spear. The grew spear, I suppose. Oh my god, I did not remember these rats being here. Stab. Gonna go and roll out of the way. What is the skill for this thing? It is charged, okay. Ow. This also means this is the first time I played Dark Souls in a couple of days. Or did I have just played the games in general in a couple of days? Look, I can sure code it as much as I want. Like, sometimes I'm good at games, sometimes I'm not. Okay, the one to the left is a mimic, the one to the right will give me the key. I don't really care much about mimics anymore, because I already have the thing that I need for it. Like, I already have a sign of avarice. As a lucky drop. Let me go and do a charge. And then just run. Because these guys are way too annoying to deal with. Right. I didn't even talk about the Rotten Grew Spear. As you would think, being a Grew weapon, like the enemies from the swamp, it is a poison weapon. It inflicts poison. The unfortunate part is that you cannot really see when... Like, you can see when you've inflicted it, but you cannot really see, like, how much you're inflicting it. And which enemies are immune to it and all that jazz. Okay. Well, poison can still be handy though. Like, there's a certain... Like, I think Gale is susceptible to poison. And toxic too. So if you have toxic... Okay. So if you have toxic... look at those mountains back there. Oh my god. What's happening? Alright. No, if you have the toxic mist... Pyromancy, it can actually be relatively useful against Gale. It is kind of difficult to get him in the cloud though. No, well. You can watch the Pyromancy playthrough if you're interested in watching me fumble around with Gale. My god, I need to fix this. I need to find a fix. Well, fix. I just need to go and reset, I think. Which I will do after this episode. But for the time being, we will embrace... Wow, no. We will embrace the madness and the lag. Madness, lag, and just... world switching. I think, does it do anything else? It's only poisoned, I think, yeah. Nothing else. Let's go and use the 4-pronged plow. Delay points, the worker's tool. Oh yeah, this thing has a funny charge animation. If you charge with this thing, you fall on the ground. Every single time. And it's funny, because you fall on your face. And falling on your face is always funny. Alright, get over here, you little baby butt. There we go. Yeah, little baby bastard! It's gonna be really annoying to farm the spears though. I just remembered. There you go. Let me go and use the... Yeah, sure, let me go and use the charge attack and get hit by his attack. Why are you here? Gonna go and puke again. Oh, it actually launches enemies away. That's interesting. Let me also go and equip my Sign of Avarice for a moment. Let's go and drink. And stab this guy with a pitchfork. Nothing. They ain't dropping nothing. Oh yeah, it's a red drop for a reason. Let me guess. I knew it. I fucking hate this game. Sometimes I absolutely hate this game. Hello. You can't see me. So, see you later. Okay. Let's go and throw my Undead Hunter Charm. My final one, actually. Oh. Titus kill. Let me just go and walk over this way. Oh, there's no enemies. Okay. I'm not gonna be grabbing the ring because there's no point in me grabbing that ring. Wow, that was actually pretty successful. Managed to get away from those dudes. Is it this guy that has it? Wait. Because I know there's one of the gargoyles... Wait. There's a lot of gargoyles in here. Don't remember which ones have spears and which ones don't. Let me go and show off... what's this called again? The Yorska Spear. So Yorska Spear, it does... striking damage. And you also have a skill called Pacify. Raises the spear in prayer and temporarily wear down an FP with each strike, which is a very interesting thing, I would say. Like, it's a very interesting idea, but I'm not sure how useful it would be. I guess against the mage or whatever. I don't know. I don't really think it's that amazing, but oh well. Who am I to judge? Alright, are we gonna get a lucky spear drop? I'm not gonna be equipping my thing. Not gonna be equipping my wow, that was pretty bad. No, I'm not gonna be equipping my my sign of avarice against the gargoyle, because I'm really close to the bonfire and dying right now would be a pain in the arse. I know that these guys are weak to strike. Well, no, I think that these guys are weaker to striking damage. Actually, no. Scratch that. You're fucking wrong. You're going. Okay. I was hoping that I'd get past your shitty wing shield. Or at least ignore it partially. Really, huh? Can I break a shield? I think that's possible, but I'm not sure how. There we go. I actually quite like Yorshka Spear in a certain way because of the striking damage. Because I gotta say, like, it can be quite. Actually, that's the same reason why I like the Partisan, because you can have like different types of damage which are good against different types of enemies, which can be very useful. Once you, of course, know how, like, what an enemy could be weak to. It's pretty dang straightforward, though. Like, enemies without much armor are weak to slashing damage. Then enemies with armor tend to be weak to striking damage. And then you also have piercing damage, which I don't really remember what it does. I think piercing damage... I don't know, actually, what could be good against... Huh. There probably is something that's weak to piercing damage, though, but I wouldn't know about it. Because I don't know everything about this game. I know a lot, but not everything. Okay, now what do I have... okay, I can upgrade my Estus and upgrade my Estus again. Also don't have enough souls to level up, so... Then I will just go straight to Andre and upgrade my shit. There we go. I'm gonna give you the code.
Pretty be careful.
Pretty be careful while I'm stuck in space. Wow. That was pretty good. Okay, next up I'm gonna be using Arthur's Spear, which also does poison damage. Quite surprisingly. Let's see, this also, defeating foes restores HP. Also does shield splitter skill. And I don't think it has a lot of range. There's also, up until this point in any case, not a single spear that does more critical damage. Which I find a little bit of wasted potential because, like, the whole thing about doing more critical damage means that you can pierce a lot better, I think. And, well, yeah. I would say that spears are nothing but piercing, usually. So I find it a little bit weird, but meh. I'm not the game designer, so I can't say shit. I'm wondering what I'm gonna be doing, actually. Because once I'm done with this place, I can go and... I can technically go and farm for these weapons. Like for the Gargoyle Flame Spear and for the Soldering Iron. And then there was another thing. And then there's also the Tailbone Spear, I think. Why do you people do this? Didn't drop the hammer. Not like I needed the hammer, but it would still be a pretty cool drop, as it usually is. Like, I would say almost every single rare drop is always cool to get, even though it's useless a lot of the times. But it might give somebody the motivation to actually farm for a couple of these things. But I would say once you have the Golden Serpent Ring, then the Crystal Sage's Rapier, and a Sign of Avarice, which is relatively easy to farm. I think from that point onward, like, you're gonna be able to get everything with relative ease. It's still gonna be a grind fest, but that is just something that, like, you should not expect anything less but a grind fest if you're trying to get rare drops from enemies. Especially Covenant items though. Like farming weapons is one thing, but farming Covenant items is something else. Because with a weapon you're just like farming for that one weapon, while when it comes to farming for Covenant tokens, you like 30 of those, and they're quite surprisingly rare actually. You wouldn't think that they would be that rare. Like you wouldn't think that they're as rare as they actually are. Let me word it like that, huh? Oh yeah, that's the thing that you can do. Let me go and drink my Estus. Stand up. Drink. Get closer. Drink. You're gonna run out of stamina or whatever the hell you use for that, eventually. Can I get you poisoned, buddy? I'm not sure. I've also noticed that spears can be quite useful in PvP, actually. The thing is, like, right now, I'm of course editing my first couple of episodes of this playthrough, where I'm like ridiculously like looking negatively towards spears and just being like, oh, I don't like spears and they're slow and they're annoying, but they do have some merit to them, though. Wow. I feel like the range that you can, like, just being able to outspace enemies, I have no idea why, but at a certain point you get like this kind of flow going with stabbing, question mark, and then everything just feels correct. I have no idea what I'm talking about, by the way. Oh boy. I would say just ignore me, but it's kind of difficult to do when you're watching a video, which is when somebody's giving commentary. Except if future me decides to just like cut out the entire commentary, just being like, nah. This commentary isn't good, just get out of here. Guess I can do a little bit more damage with my strength. This guy's not getting poisoned, which is kind of what I expected. I think these guys are really weak to bleeding damage. This is also a pretty good strategy over here. Just like staying behind him and making him constantly do this. I've noticed that a lot of enemies do that in this game. Like where if you put yourself at a certain place, that they will just constantly turn around instead of actually fighting you. Wow. I've been thinking like, this guy's cheesy. Yeah, a little bit. I'm allowed to cheese. Everybody's allowed to cheese, really. Like, some enemies are just annoying to fight. These ones aren't too annoying to fight, but they're beefy. Also wanted to see how long I could make that last, and apparently I could make it last pretty dang long. Bloody rubbish. Alright, that is that entire area done, so now I have Siegmeyer for the battle against Yorm the Giant. And I think that's it. The video is 26 minutes long, but it's only Yorm at this point, so I'm just gonna go and bolt for Yorm. I also have the Covenant's golden serpent ring right now, which is really nice. Which means that I'm just gonna go and off camera continue farming. Well, I'm gonna be I'm not sure actually. I really want to finish off this playthrough tonight. But at the same time, I also really want to grab the weapons and upgrade them just to see what they're gonna be like. To see how good they would actually be. Because that's how I determine whether or not a weapon is worth it. Upgrade him, I think I would upgrade him at plus, like, until +6, like I've done right now. And then I would see. Okay, I need more HP. I forgot how much, like, I forgot that I still need more HP. I haven't reached 1000 HP that I kind of need. Well, need is a big word. Could very much use. It's gonna make it so that I could, I should normally be able to get through the rest of the game with 1000 HP. Raw HP, by the way, like not Embered HP. How much does Embered give? I think Embered gives like 30% more HP, or 30% of your HP extra. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that's the case. That's why I'm using the word, or like the sentence, I think. Or the saying, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Right, big ol' fireballs. Big ol' fireballs. Big ol' fireballs. Being shot in my general direction. Oh boy. There we go. But I actually quite like the Archer Spear. It also just looks cool. And it could probably be useful against enemies that are susceptible to poison. Go ahead. Try to continue stabbing you before they start stabbing me. You know, at least I have a shield that blocks ow. That blocks fire pretty dang well. If anything. Also, these enemies are susceptible to poison. Because I just managed to poison one of them. But at that point it was kind of too late. There we go. Would Yorm be weak to... well, like, not particularly weak, but would Yorm be susceptible to poisoning? Well, I guess there's one way to try it. Like, there's one way to find out. I need to get his attention, but he's gonna be difficult to hit probably. Because of my spears. Because thrusting attacks are pretty dang difficult to aim with if you're not locking on. Hello, Yorm! Are you ready to get your butt penetrated by my majestic spear? Ow. Poison him, poison him, poison him. Yeah, poison. It's not particularly running through his veins. Also have a tiny feeling that's going to be pretty difficult to do that. Because it's Yorm, and if it would be susceptible to poisoning, that would make fighting him without the Storm Ruler relatively easy. Because I think poison takes care of like a certain percentage of your health. Over time. The same as bleeding and all that jazz. At least that's what I think. So it would be kind of weird if it was weak to that stuff. What are you doing, Ziegmeyer? Or Ziegward? God damn it. I will never, like, I'm never gonna get over this again. Wait, I think, oh yeah, that reminds me of the Mega Man 0ZX Legacy Collection. Where I would constantly be calling the fairies elves, or elves fairies? I don't remember. I think, no, it was, I would call the elves fairies. That's the one. Come on, buddy. I know you're angry, but... gotta stop being so hangry, bruh. There we go. Nice. It was a success. As it usually is. Like, I wouldn't particularly say that Yorm is... well, nah, Yorm is not difficult. Yorm is a gimmick fight, which is kind of bad for Dark Souls, because... the thing is, Dark Souls has done this a lot of times, I think. Gimmick fights, but... oh well. It makes a boss less threatening, I would say. Once you know the gimmick. Like, it depends on how difficult the gimmick is. Or how stupid it is, sometimes. Because I feel like a lot of times you're not even talking about difficulty, sometimes it's also just stupid. Like, for instance, the Ancient Wyvern of this game, which is a pretty shitty boss battle. Okay, once again, HP. I think I'll have to go to level 26. Or 25, sorry, into HP. Let's see, what else do I have? I have nothing else, I think. No. Let me go and switch over to another weapon for the next episode. The freaking Twin Spears. Alright people, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of just what I was playing Dark Souls 3 other weapon playthroughs, and next episode we're gonna go and deal with... I think... oh no, the dancer. We're gonna deal with the dancer. We're gonna be dealing with the dancer, and then we're gonna go and dip into Lovely Castle to go and grab some Titanite chunks, and then we're gonna go and probably finish off the consumed garden, I think it's called. Yep. Goodbye.